Testing 1, 2.
Well, I'll just play a little prelude. Okay.
colors jumble and the raindrops tumble all around. Heaven opens a magic lane when all the clouds darken up the skyway. There's a rainbow highway to be found, leading from your window pane to a place behind the stars, just a step beyond the rain. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dared to dream really do come true. One day I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why? Then oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I?
Barbie. We had an amazing time last night at the bar, yesterday afternoon at Barbie. We really enjoyed it. If you didn't get a chance to come, you missed out. We had a really good time. So thank you very much for the Leadership Development Committee that put that together. It was a really good time. I've got my flat feet on. So, good morning. My name is Gail Stevenson, and I serve as treasurer of the Board of Trustees of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Spartanburg. I can't get my shoe back on. There we go. Okay. I'm delighted to welcome you all this morning, whether you are here at UUCS or virtually. This is a welcoming congregation where everyone is welcome just as we each are. If you are visiting with us this morning, we would love to meet you and share more about the life of the congregation. Visitor cards may be found in the pocket in the back of the chair in front of you. Please feel welcome to fill one out and place it in the offering plate during the service so that we can connect with you. There are many important announcements in the sheets titled Connect at the back of your bulletin this morning. Please open your bulletin to see what you can be a part of. There is a lot happening as we start the new year, so we want to point out several things. First one is there's a called congregational meeting. This Sunday, which is today, the 28th, immediately following the morning service, there will be a congregational meeting. The purpose of this meeting is to vote on a new statement of purpose, combining our mission and vision into one statement, and mission objectives to guide our work together over the next 3 years, the culmination of the mission, vision, covenant process, and to vote on updates to the membership section of our bylaws. Supervised time for children will be provided by child care staff during the congregational meeting. Parents should pick up your children or youth after the meeting for the kickoff celebration. And get ready to embark on a luminous journey with this year's annual fund drive, where each of us will consider what we can add to our unique sparkle to UUCS. Woo! Today, after the congregational meeting, we will kick off this year's annual fund drive with our Glow Fest. To celebrate the path we will collectively light with our contributions, come celebrate in Wild Hall. Thank you all for making this a place of care and kindness for every one of us. Thank you for making this a place of joy.
Good morning and welcome to a very, very busy Sunday. My name is Mel Fritchie, and currently I will be serving as your worship associate this morning. Our chalice lighting this morning this is the updated draft purpose statement of UUCS, which we will vote on today at our congregational meeting following this service. It serves as a combined mission and vision statement and would replace our current mission statement in Article 2 of our bylaws. We seek to create a world of mutual thriving for all beings, where everyone has enough and no one has to be afraid. Together, we strive to build this beloved community, growing in wisdom, care, justice, service, and wonder, open to all.
Please join us in hymn number 207, Earth Was Given as a Garden.
We recognize 5 areas of ministry of this congregation. In our ministry of care, we take care of one another. We carry one another through times of sorrow and rejoice with one another in times of joy. We care for each other. To come together as this community, one of our favorite rituals is our Rippling Bowl, where we share together our joys and our concerns. Please bring your heart to this congregation and place a stone or shell in the Rippling Bowl representing what you're holding there today. If you are joining us from the live stream, I will place a stone and shell in for you. Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4. Shining light, you always show me, you always guide me. I don't know where I'm going. Show me now. I'm waiting to see you. I'm waiting to feel you around me again. Show me your love. Show me your kind love. Share your compassion and let me feel mine. Share your light all around. Now that you found me and I have found you. Shining light, what will you show me now? What can I bring to you to stand in your glory? Shining light, when will you show your love? When can I see you and stand in your glory? Shed your light and show your love. Oh, shed your light and show your love. Oh, shed your light and show your love. Shining light, what will you show me now? What can I bring to you to stand in your glory? Shining light, when will you show your love? When can I see you to stand in your glory? Shed your light and show your love. Oh, shed
We are so lucky. This congregation has a covenant. We wrote it together, and we have even reaffirmed it. Its words are found in your bulletin. Please join me in saying our promise to one another. We are a people of faith and hope. Together we covenant to strive to become our better selves, to honor both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to respond to systems of violence and oppression with the power of a love beyond belief. In our ministry of care, we allow a time in our service each week to greet one another. I saw some of you cheating during the rippling poll. I saw you giving people hugs when it wasn't the right time.
We are Unitarians.
It's always the right time.
I'm going to say something that my friend Robin Carter says all the time. I love you, turkeys. This is the time when we greet one another, keeping in mind that it is the peak of viral illness season, and also that some people don't like to receive hugs. And that, I am told, is okay. Please greet one another. Thank you for the extra time, Sydney. Apparently we needed it today. We support our areas of ministry with our offering each week. In celebration of our ministry of justice, we use this time to share our gifts with other organizations. I am so proud of the work that we do. This month, we are sharing the plate with the Period Project. Designated gifts and half of the undesignated gifts will go to this project. We are doing important work in this place. Please give what you can.
Lay down, lay it all down. Let your white bird smile up at the ones who stand and frown. Lay down, lay it all down. Let your white bird smile up at the ones who stand and frown. We were so close, there was no room. We bled inside each other's wounds. We all had caught the same disease, and we all sang the songs of peace. Lay down, lay it all down. Let your white bird smile up at the ones who stand and frown. Lay down, lay it all down. Let your white bird smile up at the ones who stand and frown. So raise your candles high, 'cause if you know we could stay dark against the night, oh, raise them high again. If you knew we could stay dry against the rain. Lay down, lay it all down. Let your white bird smile up at the ones who stand and frown. Lay down, lay it all down. Let your white bird smile up at the ones who stand and frown. We were so close, there was no room. We bled inside each other's wounds. We all had caught the same disease, and we all sang the songs of peace. Some came to sing, some came to pray, some came to keep the dark away. So raise your candles high, if you knew we could stay dark against the night. Oh, raise them high again. If you knew we could stay dry against the rain. So lay down, lay it all down. Let your white bird smile up at the ones who stand and frown. Lay down, lay it all down. Let your white bird smile up at the ones who stand and frown.
We have a big problem. In the Unitarian Universalist tradition, we have something that we do sometimes after the service called a talkback session, where the congregation is invited to stay after and enter into discussion with the minister about the sermon or about the service or about anything. But given the way this service is going, the whole talkback session is going to take over everything. There's so much energy that we bring into this space. You can hear it in the music. You can hear it in the ongoing dialogue between congregation and worship leader, whoever has the fortune or misfortune to be up here at a given time. Your readiness to laugh. Coming in this morning, I was greeted with 3 new ministry ideas. It is wonderful. That energy is wonderful and totally overwhelming. How do we not only honor but love the light that everyone is bringing into this place? And use it to illuminate each other's lives and the world, and not burn ourselves up in the process. Join me in silence. Just this is it. Just this here. We bring all of this energy, all of our fears and ambitions, all of our poverty and our resources, we bring it all into this room. And then we hold each other in silence beyond words. And you can feel the light emanate from us. You can feel it in the space. After the service today, there will be a celebration to launch our annual fund campaign. It is being called a glow up. And I got a message from a beloved member of this congregation who said, doesn't it seem a bit much? Isn't it a little presumptive to hold an annual fund campaign for a majority boomer congregation using a millennial term? And I said, you know, the success in that is we have a millennial leading our annual fund campaign. When we come together from all of our different places and backgrounds, all of our differences, the likelihood of it not working is very high. The possibility of getting it wrong, of missing each other, of just failing, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And also, in our inevitable failure, there can be light, there can be discovery, there can be a further way forward. And we have seen that for the last 2 years in our sometimes grueling, sometimes boring, sometimes revelatory, and very often energizing mission, vision, covenant process. Today, after the service, we will hold a meeting. Members of the congregation can vote, but everyone is welcome to attend. And even if this is your first time here, I invite you to stay and watch the holy chaos unfold. You're invited to witness how decision-making here works. And it will be a moment, whatever is decided. Because for 2 years now, we have met, I think the only term we could use is religiously, over and over and over again, over and over and over again. From ad infinitum to ad nauseum, just constant dialogue to bring together all of this difference into shared purpose. And that is what we will vote on today. A statement of purpose and mission objectives to guide us into the future. In the course of this work, a team has met. I think if we've met religiously as a congregation, we could say they've met fanatically to plan and organize and guide us through. And after months and years of helping us develop a statement of purpose that we've already heard read, and mission objectives that we'll hear at the end of the service and that you hold in your hand, you can reference now if you like. In the midst of all of that, the team looked at each other and asked a critical question, because this is a mission, vision, covenant process. We had developed a mission and a vision into a purpose statement and objectives to guide us forward. The team looked at each other and said, what about the covenant? And the overwhelming voice from the table was, oh my God, how are we going to tackle that? Because the feedback that we had gotten throughout this process was, don't touch the covenant. With, peppered throughout, a number of other statements saying, we should change just this one word here, or just this one word here, or just this one word here. And anytime we ventured a conversation about that, the level of pushback and thought and philosophy and free thinking that we got over single words was so overwhelming. We looked at each other across the table and thought, it'll take us another 5 years to get through this portion of the process. And then a member of our team looked at the rest of us, leveled all of us with her gaze. And she said, you know, this covenant is so beautiful. It's not perfect. It is beautiful. And it is powerful. And when I say it, I find that I have to steel myself for it. It doesn't work for me to just say it by rote. It doesn't work for me just to say it as poetry. It doesn't work for me just to say it as aspiration. I have to steel my heart for those words. Because in my experience, it takes courage to commit myself every week to these goals. If you know it, say it with me now. And if you don't know it, look at it again in the bulletin and read it with me. And let me preface it just with this short phrase from a member of our Mission Vision Covenant team who has labored for 2 years, week in and week out. And with the assent of the whole team, that we affirm this covenant, and that when we say it, we remind ourselves with courage, we say, we are a people of faith and hope. Together we covenant to strive to become our better selves, to honor both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to respond to systems of violence and oppression with the power of a love beyond belief. This month, in honor not only of Dr. King, but of all of those thousands who came before him, for centuries before him, and who called him to his own purpose and labored with him, and those who have come after him, among whom I hope we count our own number. In honor of him all this month, and in honor of all of those thousands, we have looked at this draft purpose statement that we'll vote on in just a few minutes to see how much it draws on the legacy of those who came before us, drawing on the ideas and the words of the letter from Birmingham jail. Reading 854 and our silver hymnal, the jewel that you hold in your hands, begins with his words, we are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality. And we state as our purpose to seek to create a world of mutual thriving for all beings. We strive to build a beloved community where everyone has enough and no one has to be afraid. These are his words. This is his vision. This is the light that his life and the lives of thousands have held up for us to light our way. Pause for a moment in your mind and heart to just express gratitude for those who have brought us this far. And feel the nobility and the honor and the humility of joining in their holy purpose. Think of the courage they had to summon every day. That is the courage that is asked of us. And it's the courage that I've asked of you this month to prepare us for this vote. I've shared with you that I don't know a spiritual community or religious organization that doesn't have a vaunted, high-flying, inspirational statement of purpose. Every dadgum one does. And you, as well as I, can think of how many people have been hurt by place after place after place. That's not who we want to be. We're here to do something different. And when we look at these mission objectives on which we'll vote, to plan and improve our facility, to have fun and to be together by supporting each other's spiritual growth across all of our ideas and theologies and philosophies, just by being together and nurturing each other. To be stronger in our communication, to affirm that connection is between each other, and do a better job in how we talk to each other and listen to each other, just how we are together. And to share what we have with the wider world. When we think about these objectives, it's not hard to think of other spiritual communities choosing these same objectives, authentic as they are to us. And many of you have shared at the edges of conversations how often we have failed in each of these objectives already. What will help us through? What will guide us? The light that we can hold up is so bright. How do we make it a real light? A true light? A light for not only our way, but for the generations that come. How do we do this? What I've asked of you this month is to do the horrible practice of forgiveness. To do the terrible practice of bringing to mind those you love to hate and those that deserve your rebuke and your hatred. They really do. They deserve it. And to summon in whatever real measure you can in yourself compassion for those people too. Spiritual communities hold themselves up as light. And the light can be so self-important, so glaring, that it burns, that it hurts, that it shoves aside all who are different. I am asking you, on this day when we hold up the light of this congregation and offer it to the world, to be mindful also of our shadow, of all that is in us that isn't so great, of all that is in us that would turn away, of all that is in us that wants to break off, to shut down, to shut out. To find in yourself, in your awareness of your own darkness, the deeper light of compassion, forgiveness. Care for yourself, and by caring for yourself, for others, even those you most despise. So that when we claim to create a world of mutual thriving for all beings, we mean it. And when we offer light to the world, we mean it for the path of everyone. So again today, I invite you to bring to mind the darkness, those who need your forgiveness, those who you love to hate. And in the measure that you can, nothing that is fake, nothing that is duty-bound, nothing that is orthodox or doctrinaire. None of that BS. In the way that is most real to you, offer them the light of your love. For us to achieve the purposes that we set for ourselves, on which we vote today. We will need each other. If we aspire to create a beloved community here and in this world, we will need each other. When you feel, I have not spoken the truth, you will need to come to me and say, I feel like you haven't said the truth. When you are leading, and I perceive that you have shut someone out, I will need to come to you and say, your leading must expand. When you are overwhelmed with fear, your neighbor will need to reach out, to touch your shoulder, so that you feel again that you are not alone. We must remind each other of our darkness, calling forth from each other the very best that is in us, the light of our better selves. And you know the courage this will take. You know how hard it is to turn with truthfulness and kindness to each other and call each other to what is very best. All this month, we will talk about money and our annual fund campaign. And I will look some of you in the eyes and know that you aren't sure if you're going to be housed next week. It takes courage for you to listen and for me to speak. We will look at each other and ask each other to create justice in the world where our visions of justice are not the same. And the example of the world is to rip each other to pieces. It takes courage to call from each other what is very best. But think of the light. The light of Dr. King and those thousands who brought us this far. Think of their courage. Let us find the future together.
Please join us in this little light of mine. The words we're using are in your order of service.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
We extinguish our chalice with our draft mission objectives, beginning January of 2024 and proceeding for the next 3 years. The Mission Vision Covenant team has proposed these 4 mission objectives for these years. Number 1, plan and improve our facilities. Number 2, have fun. Be together. Number 3, strengthen our interconnectedness through how we communicate with each other and work together. And number 4, share the gifts of this congregation with the wider community.
Dr. King was in a jail cell. And my parents remember billboards driving down highways in the South with his picture on them. Said, if you see this man, arrest him. And he said, we are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality. And in this darkness, we can create light with courage.